What's going on, guys? It's Swimsy here and welcome back to a brand new Warframe video. Now, in this video I'm going to show you what Baro has brought for this week, and I'm just going to give my input on what you should get and what you should avoid for this week's rotation.
I'm currently doing a giveaway on the channel. If you would like to participate in this giveaway to win a free Nether Prime, then it's very simple. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to my channel because I want to choose a winner who is actually supporting me. Number 2, comment down either on this video or on the community tab post on my channel your in-game name, your IGN. And the final step is to answer this question as best as you can. If you could create a Warframe, what would its name be and what abilities would it have? I'm very excited to look at your comments and see what abilities and ideas you come up with. And remember, the best comment wins, so get creative. The winner of the giveaway will be announced on the 20th of April 2024. Best of luck to you all. If you did like this video, please consider liking, sharing, and subscribing, as all of that good stuff helps me out. So, Baro is on the Strata Relay on Earth, and we're just going to see what he has brought for this week. Alright, so for the first item he has brought this week, we have the Ivara in Action Glyph. For 60,000 credits and 75 ducats, you get an Ivara glyph. It's got some nice details, and I do quite like this artwork look a lot. Now, keep in mind, this is just a glyph, so it gives no benefit in-game. It's just for cosmetics, so do with that as you will. Next, we have Voltaic Strike. For 150,000 credits and 300 ducats, you get a melee mod that does plus 60% electricity and plus 60% status. This mod is pretty decent, however, I don't really run it on melees. It's pretty good for getting status chance and electricity to make other elements like corrosive. It is very good. I just don't see a lot of people using it on builds. I would pick this up because 60/60 mods are pretty decent to have. Next, we have Primed Smite Grenier. For 140,000 credits and 350 ducats, you get a melee mod that does times 1.55 damage to Grenier. Faction mods are very useful. I personally don't like running them, but they are very useful to have, and it is also a primed mod. Those mods are definitely worth it in the long run. I would highly recommend you pick this mod up because it is a very good mod to have. Next, we have Thermite Rounds. For 150,000 credits and 300 ducats, you get a rifle mod that does plus 60% heat, plus 60% status chance. Now, this is quite similar to the Voltaic Strike melee mod that we just looked at, but it does heat instead of electricity, and this mod is worth it in the end because rifles with heat actually do pretty well, so I would highly recommend you pick this mod up because it can be useful in certain situations. Next, we have Primed Magazine Warp. For 200,000 credits and 280 ducats, you get plus 55% magazine capacity for rifles. I would recommend you pick this mod up because it is a primed mod, however, it is not the most useful mod in the game. Magazine capacity on any sort of weapon, it doesn't really give a lot of benefits because if you deal more damage, your magazine capacity doesn't really matter anyway. I would still pick this up because it is a primed mod nonetheless, but it's one of the lower end primed mods. Next, we have Primed Cleanse Grenier. For 140,000 credits and 350 ducats, you get times 1.55 damage to Grenier for shotguns. Now, this mod is by far the best faction mod that Baro has brought this rotation because shotguns are completely insane. And damage to Grenier is pretty good because Grenier, in my opinion, is one of the hardest factions in the endgame scenarios because they have a lot of armor. So if you can deal more damage to Grenier, that definitely helps. It is a primed mod, just like any other primed mods. I would highly recommend you pick this up because you do get more for what you pay for. Next, we have the Prisma Tetra, our first Prisma weapon of this rotation. There is a Tenant Tetra that is 10 times better than the Prisma Tetra, so I would only pick this up for Mastery. But the Prisma Tetra is alright. It's not the best Prisma weapon. I think it's the worst Prisma weapon that Baro has access to. You still get 24% status chance and 10% critical chance, so you could possibly make this weapon pretty decent. I don't think it can go endgame, but there are probably some good builds on YouTube if you want to search them up. I would pick this weapon up just for the Mastery XP itself. It's not really that good, so yeah. Next, we have the Teer Presence. For 1 million credits, you get to pose like Baro.
It's not the most useful thing in the world. I have it because I have a ton of credits to spare, but if you do like it, I guess you could pick it up. It's a pretty good pose, but yeah, I think 1,000,000 credits is ridiculous. Pick this one up if you want. I would not recommend it. Next, we have the Teer Foros shoulder plates. These angled shoulder plates right here. For 100,000 credits and 310 ducats, you can get these shoulder plates. It is very expensive, and just like I've said before, with all the other parts, they should sell them in a bundle. Well, not this, that's different. But these three, they should sell in a bundle. These are ridiculous prices for cosmetics, and they don't even look that good. I would stay away from all of these, but we'll look into them. So for 200,000 credits and 175 ducats, you can get the Teer Foros chest plate. It doesn't look too bad. It is a bit small for Rhino, the Warframe I'm using, but it is what it is. I still would not recommend picking this up. Last but not least, for the Teer Foros set, we have the leg plates for 150,000 credits and 225 ducats. You get these leg plates, which in my opinion are the best part of this set if you're going to buy them, because I don't know why, I just like them. And this definitely looks better than the other two parts. As I said, I believe they should actually make a bundle to purchase this, but it is what it is. If you do like it, then obviously you can purchase it. It does not bring any in-game value. It's purely cosmetic, so keep that in mind. Next, we have the Teer Sentinel wings. For 250,000 credits and 400 ducats, you get these wings for your Sentinel. This, in my opinion, is not worth it at all. It looks absolutely putrid. I would not recommend you purchase this. It just looks terrible. And it's very expensive. 400 ducats for wings. Next, we have the Prisma Uru Sindana. For 275,000 credits and 350 ducats, you can purchase this Sindana. Honestly, it's not the worst Sindana, and it's not the worst Prisma Sindana that Baro brings. I do like the effect that it has, and also the texture. The texture looks pretty nice. Those movement physics also are pretty decent, but I wouldn't pay this much for a Sindana. Next, we have the Scimitar Sidonia skin. For 340,000 credits and 375 ducats, you can have the Inaros color scheme for your Scimitar. Now, I do like the effect that this has, but I do not like the patterns. This, in my opinion, is a waste of value. I don't like this. I do like the pattern that it brings, and obviously you can change the colors to however you want. I'm just not a big fan of the pattern in general. Again, this is purely cosmetic, so it will not help you in any way, shape, or form in the game, so keep that in mind. Next, we have the Parazon poster. For 125,000 credits and 100 ducats, you get a poster that honestly is one of the better posters in the game. So if you were to choose any poster that Baro brings, this, in my opinion, would be one of them. Next, we have the Prisma Lotus sigil. For 45,000 credits and 55 ducats, you get a sigil that has a nice effect. This is just a sigil. I can't really condone you buying this. If you do like it, obviously it is your choice. You can pick it up, but I personally wouldn't. Next, we have the Tiburon Elixir skin. For 275,000 credits and 315 ducats, you get a bronze etched Tiburon Elixir skin. The Elixir skins do look pretty good. I'm not a big fan of the Tiburon Elixir skin. I think it's too much etching, but I do like the color, and the Tiburon isn't a bad weapon. Next, we have the Lemnis staff skin. For 275,000 credits and 350 ducats, you get this ugly looking staff skin. I'm just going to skip this because I don't know who would buy this ugly looking skin. Next, we have the Chroma Immortal skin. For 100,000 credits and 550 ducats, you can get this Immortal skin for Chroma, and it just gives patterns and a little bit of texture. I don't like this at all. I think this is the worst Immortal skin in the game, and there are a few ugly ones, don't get me wrong, but this one just doesn't look that good. However, you can put Immortal skins over the Prime frame, so keep that in mind. Next, we have the Don't Be Afraid poster. For 110,000 credits and 100 ducats, you can get this poster, and this poster also does look pretty good. It came out with the new war, and yeah, this is a poster I would highly recommend you get if you are looking to spice up your Orbiter. Next, we have the Lunar Renewal Rabbit emblem. For 45,000 credits and 55 ducats, you can get a Lunar Renewal Rabbit emblem. and it's purely cosmetic, so we're going to skip past this one. I would not recommend you purchase this. Next, we have the Scoria Diadem. This is a nice piece of lore for your operator. During the Orokin era, those who bore this symbol inspired both admiration and fear. The jewel that adorned the Scoria, illuminae of the Orokin school of political assassination, is now yours to wear. Details of the school's ethos can be found in Ash's section of the Levirian. For 300,000 credits and 550 ducats, you can get this operator face accessory, which, I'm not going to lie, does not look good whatsoever. But the choice is yours. This is purely cosmetic, so do with that as you will. Next, we have the Gotva Prime, a new addition to the roster. This is a pretty decent weapon. You got this for the 2023 TennoCon. It has 23% critical chance, 27% status chance, and it does mainly puncture damage. And it also has a nice effect where if you inflict a status effect, the next shot has a chance to be a super critical hit. So you can deal yellow crits and then a red crit, which doesn't really help, but it is unique. I would pick this weapon up because it is a very decent weapon. I'm not going to say it's the best, but you can do some pretty cool stuff with this weapon. And it is also going to give you some Mastery XP. Second to last, we have the Fey Path Ephemera. For 1,000 credits and 15 ducats, you can get this Autumn Leaf Ephemera that looks pretty good. It's fairly cheap, it's fairly good, and it's new player friendly. It is a decent ephemera for how much you pay for it, and I quite like the ephemera. Lastly, we have the Sands of Inaros Blueprint. For 25,000 credits and 100 ducats, you can get the blueprint to start the Sands of Inaros quest to get the Warframe Inaros. This is one of my favorite quests in the game, and you have to complete this quest to gain access to the newer quests, so I would highly recommend you pick this up. Now, if you don't pick this up when Baro leaves, then unfortunately you're going to have to wait 2 weeks for him to come back, but this is a guaranteed item that he brings, so make sure you pick it up as soon as possible. Alrighty guys, well that is the end of the video. I hope you all have enjoyed. If you did, please consider liking, sharing and subscribing. Also comment down below your favorite item that Baro has brought for this rotation. Mine would have to be the Gotva Prime. It is a pretty decent assault rifle and it's very fun to use. Also, before I end this video, we are doing a giveaway on the channel. So if you would like to win a free Nether Prime, all you have to do is enter down below. Now you have to subscribe to my YouTube channel. You also have to comment your IGN or your in-game name and also answer this question. If you could create a Warframe, what would its name be and what abilities would it have? Remember, the best comment wins, so get creative, and I'm looking forward to see all of your comments down below. Thank you all so much for watching. It's been Swim, guys. Later.